Yeah, it's me. I'm here again. Wait, didn't you just watch a video from me? Isn't there a video about to come out again that I pre-recorded maybe tomorrow? Yeah, this one is being recorded, uploaded, and released all on the same day. Um, I just decided that I was going to get one done. I know the last one I did was, they were like a day and a half apart, and then we got this big gap in here. Things going on around the corner that happened today. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to release a video, get it out there up front, not make you wait, and you'll get another one tomorrow, I think. Yeah, you'll get another one tomorrow. I had to look to see what the date was. Yes, you'll get another one tomorrow. So anyway, come on in. I know some of you are already in. Do I really have to keep telling you guys to come in? Don't you know my door is always open and you can just come on in anytime you want to see me? You do know that, right? Okay, I know you know that. And for those of you that are new, if you didn't know that, now you do. Connie's Little Corner is always open. Pop in whenever you want to. I've always got the coffee on. I've always got plenty of seating, extra pillows, boxes of product all over the place. Y'all need to come in. You know what? Some of you, any of you that are somewhat local to me, y'all should come on down and do a video with me. Wouldn't that be fun? Having you guys actually, one of you, two of you, whatever, at different times, come, sit, join me, and be in a video. I love meeting new viewers. I've loved everybody that I've met, new or old, and I consider you all to be part of my family. And yes, it is spelled FANMILY. So it's fans and family all put together. You are my family. That's pretty cool. That's my word. Nobody gets to steal it. So today, I have a new shop for you from Whatnot. I have a Teemo order that resurfaced after 62 days in customs. Not 62 days since I ordered it, 62 days sitting in customs. So it took about 4 days, 4 or 5 days from the date I ordered it for it to be pulled, packed, taken to the airport, shipped to the US. There was 4 or 5 days there. 62 days sitting in customs, released by customs 4 days ago. So you're talking 70 days, more than 2 months to get this package. And there's nothing in here. I have no idea what their scanner might have thought they were seeing in this bag. But there ain't nothing in here to be scared of. So let's take a look at what I did finally get. Now, on this particular order, I got 2 $5 credits. I got one when there was absolutely no shipping updates for like 6 days. They gave me a $5 credit. And then I got another $5 credit when it hit the expected delivery date and it was still sitting in customs. Then I got a full refund, 100%, not even taking into account the $10 they had already given me back. Full refund on the entire order. Credits for other orders. All right, this was $4.92. As far as I'm concerned, you can never have too many of these. This is a nice, big, long, very long. I think this is 10 feet, if I remember correctly. 10 feet. Charging cord with the power block. You just, I don't know about you guys, but I go place to place and I can't find my power blocks. And you keep using the same cord over and over again, and eventually it just gets damaged and does absolutely no good. So this one has the plug on the side, so it doesn't stick out this way, which I'm okay with that. But I like that it's a nice set. And this is a really heavy-duty braided cord. This is a big, long cord. So this one, the one I had in the bedroom, I'm not even sure what happened to the cord, but right here on this part where it joins, it literally completely separated. And I said, well, you know what? I know how to put those things back together and make them work, but it was a $3 cord. I wasn't going to mess around with it. So I got the cord and the cube for $4 and change. Works for me. Right? Good old Teemu power cords. Okay. I don't know. They must have thought this was a cylinder of some sort. Something dangerous. $3.14 for this. What this is a drop cloth. This is a pre-taped drop cloth. Up here in the orange is the tape. This cloth, when I get ready to do my kitchen walls with the bricking, because that black mortar that I have to use, I don't want that stuff to go everywhere. So I want to protect my cabinets, protect my countertops, protect whatever I need to protect while I'm working on it. So you simply unroll this, you tape across the top, and then it unfolds. And I'll put a picture up here from Teemo so that you can actually see what I'm talking about. So it unfolds and drapes down, so it kind of acts like a nice big drape, a nice cover to protect whatever you want to protect. This is great, especially when you're doing cabinetry work or work anywhere near a cabinet or a counter and you want to protect it. So that's what I got. Pretty inexpensive, all things considered. 110 centimeters. Not sure how that breaks into feet, but if I look it up, I'll put it on the screen. But that stuff is handy to have around. All right, what's next? Ooh, another really dangerous item. I'm sorry. I'm being very sarcastic and facetious all at the same time. $4.70. You saw me put these on my front steps. This is for my back stairs. When I did my back stairs, I didn't have any of the slip guards that you saw me put on the front steps. And that's what this is. This is a set of 4, and they're 4-inch. You just roll them out, pull off the 2-sided backing on it, and you stick it on your stair tread. And this is like sandpaper. So this is rough. It will keep you from slipping even when it's wet. Pack of 4. I got to go out, clean off the back stairs now that I finally got this. You do want to make sure that your stairs are swept off and wiped down to make sure any dirt or grit where you're going to put this is not there to interfere with the tape. But these work great. This is the second set I got. The first set is on the front stairs going onto my porch. That set has been exposed to wind, rain, torrential downpours, all sorts of foot traffic, animal traffic, people traffic, packages sitting on it. This stuff ain't moving. It stays put. So if you're looking for a stair tread that's really going to stick and do what you need it to do, these are great. I love that they're 4 inches because it's the perfect width to fit the board. Each plank is a 6-inch plank. And I don't need to put it on the plank that's back against the, towards the rise, so to speak. I want it on the front tread of each step. Pretty cool, but you got to watch out. These are dangerous. Customs might think there's something else. Customs is going to come knocking on my door. That's okay. They can come knocking on my door anytime they want. All right. Well, all I can say is thanks to U.S. Customs, I got credits on now 2 big orders. Oh, let me get this out of here. All right. I have 2 of these. Each one was $5.76. Now, in my tiny home, my bathroom sits between my front room, my bedroom, and then at the front by the door is my kitchen. So it's kind of tucked in like its own little cubby. Ventilation in there is 0. Yes, it has a window, but the airflow in the house, the air conditioning and or the heat, whatever might be going, doesn't get in there. That room, I have noticed, is a good 5 to 10 degrees warmer than the rest of the house. And I did notice when I first moved in here in March, it was at least 5 or 10 degrees colder because the heat would just move past the room, even with the door open. So that room has no ventilation. So what I'm doing, I decided, is I am going to cut a vent into the wall on the bedroom side, up high on the wall, on inside the bathroom and inside the bedroom. And I'm just going to install these vents. You don't even have to screw them in. You can adhere them with acrylic right to the sheetrock. And what it will do is once I remove the sheetrock, okay, in the particular area, it will let the air flow through from the bedroom into the bathroom. So whether it's hot or whether it's cold, I have one for each wall. The air will flow through here. Yes, so will sound, but you know what? I live alone. Do I care? No. Don't care. So that's what these are. And they're somewhat decorative. Now I want your opinion because my ceilings are high. They're 11 feet high. Do I install it this way? Or do I install it this way? Do I install it diamond or square? What do you think would be the most unique to install on a wall with an 11-foot angled ceiling? In the bathroom, my ceiling, where it goes up at an angle like that. It's not flat. It follows the peak of the roof. So do I follow the peak of the roof and install this to make it look nice and different and unique? Or do I go more traditional and install it square? So cast your vote because that makes a difference on how I cut the hole in the sheetrock. Okay? Right. So you get to vote. That's another reason why I'm running this video now, because I really would like to get that installed before I have to switch over from AC to heat in the house. Okay, one more item. I think there's only one more item in this bag. Yep. That's it. One more item. This was $14.06. And again, I have no idea why Customs Scanner thought that this was something to be worried about. This is just a light fixture. This is a little light fixture. It's wrapped. I love that it's wrapped in the twine on the top. And then every other section has the cross wrapping, no wrapping, cross wrapping, no wrapping. This is your lamp shade, the top of your fixture. Hold on, I'll get the parts out. I'm getting the parts out. I'm getting the parts out. This is your lighting fixture. So this will go into here. It will screw into the top like that. You have a long cord. I believe this is an 8 or a 10-foot cord. And it plugs in. Got a grounded plug. And it's got a switch on the line for on and off your cord. There's all the hardware for hanging it if you need the hardware to hang it, which I don't, because where am I going to put this, you ask? Up on the side of my window, if you were to follow this all the way up, I showed you that I have those curved tiebacks that I use as a hook for my curtain rod. This is going to swag off that hook. Now, I have two choices. And this is another thing I want to ask you about because I value your opinion. I will make the final decision myself. But do I want to let it hang here in between the windows? Or do I want to let it hang over here off side of the window? Now, I only got one. I'm not getting two because on the other side, I have my big, beautiful Tiffany desk lamp. So I don't need a light over there. but I can either put it here or put it on the side. I was thinking the side because it will give light into the corner and I can hang it over that loop. But if I put it in the middle, I just hang it over the curtain rod. It weighs nothing. Very light, but this is metal. This is not plastic. Very nicely made, just the right size, not super big. This whole thing across is barely 6 inches and might be about 8 inches tall. Not super, super big. It does come with the instructions on how to put it together, but you know what? It's pretty much a no-brainer. You take this off right here. You put this through there. You screw this in on the inside, and then you screw in your light bulb. That's all there is to it. I'm going to do this while we talk. So I'll give you an idea of what it actually looks like when it's all together. Maybe by getting this screwed in. There we go. That's it. This is what she looks like. It's a cute little lamp. And I thought it would go really, really nice in here because I have everything that I have is the black and the rustic. So what do you think? Vote for middle or vote for side? What do you think about its location? Middle or side? Now, does this look scary? Seriously, U.S. Customs, get your act together. I know you don't have a lot of customs officers right now, but seriously, whoever's reading your scanner needs glasses or you need a new scanner. That's my opinion. That's all I'm saying. All right. I got a box from a new whatnot shop. And you know what? This might actually be like the 6th or 7th shop because I know I forgot when I mentioned the other shots, I forgot to mention that I got something from JaysJewels. So I've probably done 6 shops and not 5. This might be number 7. I don't know what list I've done. You know what? I'll create the list and I'll put it in the description box of this video so that you can see the different stores I've gone to. And next to that store, I will put their star ranking so that if you do want to go to that store, you know how they rank and you can decide if you want to go there, shop, watch, whatever. All right. So this is called S as in Sam, J as in Jack, SJDailyDeals. This is a husband and wife team. OMG, they are adorable. They're, I would say, in their 40s. Cute couple, really good looking couple, I do have to say. And the husband, his name is Trey. He doesn't like getting on camera, but his wife, she just laughs hysterically when he's on camera because he knows it. And I'm not saying anything offensive because this is the way the chat went, but he is seriously eye candy. he's just, it's hard to look at the product when he's on camera. And she knows it, and they both know it, and they admit it. And their chat is so much fun. Their personalities are so much fun. The music he plays in the background, the way they interact with the people in the chat, they're such a joy to be there. You don't really feel like it's a chore to shop at their particular shop. You know, you want to hang around and see what's coming up. They'll answer your questions. If they have a product or don't have a product, they'll let you know right away. And if they have it, they'll pull it out so that you can see it. They pretty much won't forget about you. They do typically have an agenda as to what they want to show. And then they do this thing that's called Around the World, which basically means they start at one part of their shelves and maybe they do clothes, then they do shoes, then they do beauty, and they do all these different little mini segments. They might do like 5 minutes of this and 5 minutes of that. But for those of us that might be looking for something else, those 5-minute blocks seem like a long time, but they really aren't. And it's kind of cool to look and see the other stuff they have. So let's see what I got from SJDeals. Are you ready for this? All right. The first item I got was a 2-pack of back scratchers. Now, one of these, see this bear claw has a black handle. I already have the bear claw with the red handle. I love it. And when I saw that she had more, I'm like, yes, I can put one in the bedroom. I can put one in my pocketbook. I can put one in the car. But she had a 2-pack. This one is a skeleton's hand with orange. And this one, again, is the bear claw. So, and these are extendable, and these are long extendable. All right, they go quite a distance. Now, the black one does go a little bit further than the orange one. I don't think, yeah, the orange one doesn't go quite as far. It's a little shorter. So I'll probably keep the orange one for the car. The black one is going to stay with me somewhere in the house. But these typically sell for about $5 each. The average MSRP on these is $5 a piece. I got the 2 of them, both of them, for $2. So I got them for $1 each. Yes. Serious good deal, right? All right. Wireless mouse. And this is iTech. iTech is an excellent brand of wireless mouse. This works on, I believe, 1 or 2 AA batteries. Oh, no, excuse me. 2 AAA batteries. So this one, I'll read you the features. Eliminates the clutter of a tangled cord, obviously by a wireless mouse. Quiet function, excellent. Provides pinpoint precision on most surfaces and won't wear out. Nano receiver compatible with any USB port. And there's your little receiver down the bottom. All right, your little toggle. And then DPI adjustable. So there's your DPI button right there so that you can do the adjustable. And it only takes 2 AAA batteries, which of course are not included. This is compatible with Windows ME 2000 XP, Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, and Windows 10. It's compatible with all of those right there. Pretty much compatible with everything except for if you have a Mac. It's not going to be compatible with a Mac, but it's going to be compatible with Windows. This sells for $17.95 on average. I did find it in one place, and I can't remember. Oh, I think it was on eBay, going secondhand for like $15.95. But on average, $17.95. I paid $3. Now that's my kind of deal, right? Yeah. This mouse, which is a Logitech or a Logi that I got at Walmart, this mouse cost me $19, and it doesn't even have everything, all the features that this mouse has. And that one I only paid $3 for. So now I have a backup mouse. When you use a wireless mouse, it's always good to have a backup. You never know if something's going to go wrong with the batteries, and maybe the battery connection inside is going to corrode. Something is going to go wrong. I like to have a backup, even though my notebook is a touch screen, and I can navigate just simply by touching the screen. I do like to have a backup mouse. Do y'all have a backup mouse? Y'all do, right? Some of you, I hope. Okay. What else I get? This shop speaks to variety. Pay close attention. All right, let me take this out of the bag that it's in. I'm just going to pull this bag open, and I'm going to pull this out. This is double bag. Thank you for that. I'm thanking the shop for that. Double bag, triple bag. Okay, hold on. Taped across the top. Everything you can possibly think of to prevent this from leaking, that's wrapping. All right, this wrapping is comparable to SuperBuys wrapping. So both of them are excellent in preventing leaks. Look at this. Ovation. Have any of you guys ever used Ovation? Volumizing shampoo, body bounce. This is sulfate free. All right, let's see what it says. Sulfate-free shampoo gently cleanses to amplify volume with minimal moisture, leaves hair weightless and shiny. Again, I'm always looking for volumizer, but at one point I did use Ovation, and then when I retired, it was not in my budget anymore. Why? Because this little bottle, this 12-ounce bottle, sells for $19.95. That's just not in my budget. It's not a priority to be in my budget. But this one was in my budget. What did I pay for it? I paid $8. I'll spend $8 for Ovation. Absolutely, I will. And I hope the next time that I go back to this store that I actually can find more Ovation, because I'm going to ask for it. But boy, there were some people bidding crazy. She started this bid at like $1, and she only ran it for 5 seconds. That's how fast it flew up to the $8. I was willing to pay half price, so I had put in a $10 custom bid, and I won it at $8. To me, it's worth it. This is an excellent product, guys. Find a spot to put it back here on my little table. $19.95, so you might as well say $20. I got it for more than 50% off. I wish there were more deals like that. Okay, Power Pod. Power Pod. This is an 800 megahertz keychain charger, emergency charger for your phone. If you're ever in a situation, you're broke down, maybe your car won't run, so you can't charge your phone in your car. You can't use the car jack. This is why you have the Power Pod. There's all the information on how to charge it, all your instructions on how to keep your Power Pod running. Bear with me just a second here. This is your charger for the pod, and you're going to want to charge your pod up. I'm trying not to lose all these little pieces as I pull them out. That's your double ring for your keychain. This is your little clip. Press that away. This is your Power Pod. There's your on-off button right here on the back. Now, with this button, it's really tight. It slides up so that it exposes this to stick it into your phone. Let me grab my phone over here. And this is a Type-C, so this is compatible with Android. And I do not believe it's charged. Nope, it's not charged. But it fits perfectly into my phone. Nice and snug in there. Oh, there it is. Okay. I got a little green light showing up right next to my charging number up on top. Little green light up here showing that there's something connected. So it has a little bit of charge to it. Don't know how much, but I will plug this in and charge it. When you're not using it, you simply use this button and you, gosh, that's tight. And you retract that plug so it's not sticking out. Also, when you are charging it yourself, you want to make sure that you keep it retracted. Very, very cool. So it gives you all the information that you need right there. Now, these Power Pods are handy. Literally, this thing weighs nothing. It doesn't even weigh an ounce. It's not going to put any weight whatsoever onto my keychain when I hook it on, but it's nice to know that should I break down and be using my phone like crazy, I have emergency power. Yes, I know. You saw me get a power bank the other day, but that power bank, everything has a different use, right? Different time, different situation. Again, this provides 2 hours of charge. So when it's full, when this is fully charged, it will give you 2 hours of charging time for your phone. It also says this will hold its charge for 3 months. So if you charge this and you don't need to use it for 3 months, it's still going to have a charge available for you. But after 3 months, you want to make sure that you tap into it and you get this thing charged to keep it charged up. 3 months. It's only 800 megahertz, so it's not going to charge fast, but it's going to charge enough in case if you have to call 911, if you have to call a family member, if you have to call a tow truck, whatever the case may be, it'll give you enough charge and enough power. So this typically sells for $9.99, but I got it for $4. So a little bit more than half off. Great deal for $4. Great deal. So I will take care of that and the mouse in a little while. What else we got? Earbud cleaners. I got my first pair of earbuds. You haven't seen them yet. They're in a box over there. But you'll see them when I open them. Because I finally got a pair of earbuds, I'm hoping, my ears are kind of weird the way they're shaped. So earbuds don't always fit me right, but hopefully they will. This is an earbud cleaner set. It comes in a nice little case so that you don't have to worry about it. It comes with all your instructions on how to use it. You've got your little magnifying glass. You've got all these packets. You've got 2, 4, 6, 10 packets. The little sterile wipes. You've got 2 different brushes. And you've got your cleaning putty, which this is like sticky tack, but the cleaning putty is like you take a piece and you press it against the earbuds and it lifts everything out. It's like putting Play-Doh on something and it picks it up. The putty is great for doing that. I've used putty on other devices, so I know that it works really good. Like I have that car putty. When I get stuff down in the cracks, in the grooves of the center console of my car, I just take out the car putty and I can squish it there. It gets all the little nooks and crannies and picks all that stuff up. So the car putty is great. So this is your earbud cleaning kit. Comes in that nice little case so that you don't have to keep the box. Have you ever used this, guys? I would love your input if you have. Give me some tips and tricks of when you used it. Anything that I should be aware of. I will follow the instructions on how to do it. But of course, I'm not going to need it right away because I haven't started wearing my earbuds yet. But when I do start wearing my earbuds, I'm going to need this. So it says you can use the magnifying glass to inspect the gross gunk in your earbuds. That's exactly how it says. The gross gunk. I'm making this up. See what you're up against. Loosen and brush away wax, dirt, and debris from the grooves of the earbuds with the included brush. Press the putty into the grooves and edges of the earbuds where the stubborn wax and dirt are hiding and the brush can't get to. Lift to remove the gunk from the surface. Use the disinfecting wipe and carefully wipe down the outer areas of your earbuds to sanitize them after cleaning. So it basically just lets you know you want to get better sound out of your earbuds, you got to keep them clean, right? Now, this kit's not expensive. It sells for, on average, about $5.47, and I picked it up for $3. $3 and $4 seem to be my main thing, don't they? Excuse me, I need a drink. Ice cold chocolate milk today. All right, let's look at something different. Okay. 3 things here. I paid one price. All these 3 things came in a bundle. This shop, like some other shops, will do bundles. They'll do multiples of the same item, or they'll mix and match certain items. So these 3 things were a bundle. First thing that came in it is this Beauty 360 5-blade razor for women. 5-blade razor. And it comes with 2 refills, 2 refill blades. This is right there, 2 refill blades. This retails $10.79. Keep that in mind. Then they bundled it with a Torque 3, which a Torque 3 typically is a men's razor. But ladies, I got to tell you, if you've ever borrowed your man's razor, this works great on your legs and underarms. All right. This like literally gets everything. Underarms, 2 swipes, legs. You don't have to go back over the same spot twice. This is seriously a good blade. It's it's designed for men's beards, which are tough. Well, I hate to tell you guys, but ladies' leg hair is tough too. Right? Especially on some of us a certain descent, it's even tougher. So cork 3, it fits the Gillette Mac 3. This averages, this one razor and one spare cartridge come with this. So there's one backup with this. This sells for $7.99. So far we got $10.79 and $7.99. Keep it running total, ladies, okay? For viewers, ladies and sorry, Jay. And a refill of 8 Torque 3 blades. Now, this typically sells for $4.99. So let's just say $5, $8, that's $13 and $11. You've got $24 worth of product, right? $24 worth of product. I paid $4. $4 for this entire bundle. Anybody out there want men razors? I'm feeling generous. I might just give them away. Let's see what else we got. We got another bundle. Second bundle. This one was another Torque 3 razor. Again, $7.99 with one refill blade. So one blade is already in the holder, and then you get one refill blade. Right? So $7.99, $8 for that. And then 2 packs. 2 packs of 8 blades to refill. And the blade refills run for $4.99 or say $5 a piece. So there's $10 just here, and then $8 for this. So $18 worth of product, and I paid $5 right there. $5 for all 3. So I am going to put 1 razor and 1 pack of 8 blades into my giveaway box for my viewers. What do you think? Yeah? Should that go in the box? I'm thinking it should. I'm thinking it's a pretty cool thing and pretty different to put in my next giveaway box for my subscribers. Yeah, it's going in. I will keep for myself, as well as this for myself. I may never have to buy razors again. As I get older, I shave less and less and less and less. But I also got this. Yeah, I went crazy on the blades. Why? Because of the price and I'm knocking stuff on the floor. And the bundles. Uh-oh, that was stuff from my. Hold on. I gotta get it. Okay, I got it. Yeah. When you see prices like this on certain products, even if you don't need them right now, I know I'm going to need to buy more razors down the road. That's something that you need forever unless you've had electrolysis done and had the hair removed. Well, I'm sorry, but I ain't spending $5,000 to have the hair on my legs removed. Nope, not going to happen. So, Chic Extreme Pivot. Now, this one came from CVS, so I used the CVS price, so to speak, to get my average cost on it, to get my MSRP on it. My MSRP on this is $14.29. There's 2 of them in there, as you can see, and these are the pivots where the heads will turn. Now, ladies, most people think these are just for men. Us ladies have bikini areas where we need that razor to turn to get around sensitive spots. There you go. This is also great for ladies' underarms because our arms are curved a little differently. This will bend to fit our curves. This is like gender neutral. It's completely gender neutral, men or women. So think outside the box. $14.29 for that. And then the Schick Hydro 4-in-1 groomer retails for $17.48. And again, regular razor on one end, narrow trimmer on the other end. Again, this is gender neutral. That little small regular trimmer, ladies, we know we can use that, right? As well as the regular blade. So this is not just for men. Style, trim, and edge. You know what? This is perfect for when I'm doing mom's hair, because when I do the back of her neck and I do her little sideburns, not really on this, not her sideburns, but the side of her hair, I need to square that off and edge that and trim that. This is perfect to have it all in one. So there's 5 blades on each of this. It has a flip back trimmer head on it. Power trimmer with adjustable comb. So this end, you can adjust the depth of the comb on it. I don't want to actually disassemble the whole thing, but if you guys want to actually see this product, all right, I'll open it up. I didn't want to. I was going to store it in the box, but you know what? I will open it up because it'll take up less space if I don't store it in the box. It even comes with, hold on, the battery. It even comes with the battery. This is blue and green. There's your unit. Nice rubber. There's your power button to turn it on and off. This battery is so small. That even looks smaller than a AAA. No, it is a AAA. Guess it's just because it's shiny, but it's an Energizer battery, so it comes with a good Who gives you a battery these days, right? All right, so this and this, right? $14.29, $17.48, a total of $31.77 bundled together into one package, and I paid $5. Right there, price $5. $5. I don't care if I don't use this for 6 years. I've saved so much on those. That's crazy. Okay, there's more in this box. No more razors. We're done with razors. Okay, have you ever seen this? Insta heater. Now remember, I just told you, my bathroom, because of the way it's tucked, gets no AC, gets no heat. It may, I don't know if those vents that I got are going to be enough, and it may be cooler in there. It may not, still not let enough heat come in there in the wintertime. So I got this Insta heater, but I can also plug this in to my power cord in my shed if I happen to be working on jewelry or something in the wintertime and I need a little bit of heat. My shed's only 8x8. This will easily heat that. So this is a plug-in wall heater. You can use it in your bathroom, your garage, your office, your shed, a dorm room, a nursery. Fast, easy, and safe heat anywhere. No wires, no hassles. 600 watts. And it does have a thermostat on it. It'll say auto shut off and stay cool plastic covering. 600 watts. It will heat up to 250 square feet. Well, my 8x8 shed is only 64 square feet. So I have no doubt it'll do that. And my bathroom is 6x9. So this will easily warm up the bathroom. All I have to do is pull the door closed across the bathroom and let it run, and it'll heat up the bathroom adjustable thermostat, and a, what's it say? 2-speed fan. So you can set the thermostat, 12-hour programmable timer, high and low speed, and silent operation. For a plug-in fan. It does more than most heating systems do, or more than what those expensive things do. Let me see if I can get this open. This box is taped shut pretty good. This is one of those, you see the TV thing up in the corner? That's like as seen on TV. I don't see too many of those infomercials anymore, but probably because I just don't watch those TV stations anymore. Infomercials are not, yeah, I don't miss them. All right. Instruction book right on the top. Nice little bonus. You get that out of the way. Nicely packed, wrapped in foam to protect it. I'm gonna have to make another trash run, and I just made a trash run the other day. There you go. This thing probably weighs about 6 ounces, if I were to guess. 3-prong grounded plug. On-off switch here. Oh, excuse me, on-off switch there. I'll have to find out what that button is for. Up on the top, it's your plus and your minus for your fan speeds or your temperature. It gives you a menu button, and that will be displayed here. There's your little screen display. As if you look here on the instruction booklet, you can see where it says Celsius and how many degrees. So that will give you that. Pretty cool. Very, very basic. But it's not heavy. I don't anticipate this would pull on an outlet or pull on a plug whatsoever. So I'm excited to try this. And I think, what did I just do? Hold on. Sometimes I get too excited about tossing trash off to the side, and I toss things that I need. So this is a solid plastic housing. As you can see, it's all screwed together, and it's got lots of screws on it. It gives you all the information on the back of it as far as power, 100 to 120 volt, 50 to 60 hertz. Bingo International Company, for indoor use only. Well, if you're going to use it in the shed, that's still indoor because you're not outside. So no, you don't want to plug this on your patio and have it sitting out on your picnic table to give you warmth on a cool night. Do a fire pit instead. So that's what that is. It's not real big. It's maybe about 4.5 inches across. It doesn't give the measurements on the box, but it's definitely not big. I'd say probably 4.5, maximum 5 inches in diameter. And not heavy. So this typically sells for $29.99. Might as well say $30. And I got it for $6. $6. And they had a bunch of them. I got the first one, and then it's like the minute I got the first one, everybody came out of the woodwork to start buying more. I don't know if she has more left, but she did have a bunch of them on the shelf. Now, at this particular shop, there's one more thing in the box I will show you. But at this particular shop, they do have the racks in the back with the products displayed. So that, not all the products, but a good fair amount of them. So that you can actually kind of look behind them while they're showing you something in the camera, and you can say, hey, third shelf over there, what is that? Can you show me that, or can you run that? It's no problem. She'll do it, or they'll do it. So excellent as far as that goes. Now, they do run giveaways, and I happen to win one of the giveaways. I get lucky. I've been winning quite a few giveaways lately. This giveaway, though, is a $10 gift card. Valid for one item. Let me hide the code. Valid for one item at Big L's Blends. Big L's Blends, and you can scan that right there if you want to. They have all sorts of different spice mixes, uh, coatings or seasonings like breading type things that you would put on chicken or meat. They have rubs. So this was what I want. So I went to the site yesterday and I used the secret code, which is hidden under my finger because I don't want to show it to everybody because y'all will be putting in the code and that's not fair. You got to win it if you want it. The item that I ordered was $9.99, so that's up to $10. Now, here's what happens. You choose the item, you put it in your cart, you put in the code at checkout, and then it'll charge you only the shipping. But within minutes after it charging you shipping, it'll refund you the shipping back. It's just the way their system is set up that for some odd reason, and I did chat with them, they can't seem to just eliminate the shipping, so they have to do it manually. So the shipping was like $2.61 from their location to my location, but within like 5 minutes, I had a notification of the refund of $2.61 back to my PayPal account. So it's completely free. If you don't enter the code at checkout, then don't check out. If it's showing you the full total, you haven't checked out properly, right? So what I got coming is I got a honey mustard rub coming. I love honey mustard flavors for chicken, French fries, onion rings, pretzels, dipping pretzels into a honey mustard sauce. It's just, so I figure, you know what? I'll try it. So that's what I have coming. I did this yesterday. It's already on its way. Last night, I got notification my package had been shipped with a tracking number. Seriously. So this was my gift from this particular shop. So let's rate. Oh my gosh, I got such a mess underneath me here. Let's rate SJDailyDeals. Now, where are they from? Hold on. They are in North Carolina. They're in North Carolina. It's not coming too far. It's only got to skip over South Carolina through Atlanta and down into me. So that's pretty close. I consider that to be close. Right. How are we going to rate them? Well, shipping speed and packing. This item, the show was on July 24th. The live show where I did all the bidding and I won my bids was on July 24th. I received this on July 28th. 4 days. Super speed. I don't even know how they got it packed in less than 24 hours or 48 hours, but 4 days from their door to my door from the day of the show. So if you don't count the day of the show, then 3 days. It's even faster. So shipping speed, packing, perfect. Tightly packed, nicely packed, extra padding on top that I had already taken out of the box. So 1 full star for shipping, 1 full star for communication, responding to the chat, interacting with people in the chat. Just absolutely wonderful. Very, very communicative. Both of them, the husband and wife, both 100% across the board. So there's a star for communication. The price of the item and the price of the shipping. They were doing reduced shipping. So yes, shipping was excellent. The prices I got on the items, hello. Yes, gold star, definitely. So they get a full star for the pricing portion. So far they're at 3 stars. Variety and presentation. Variety, yeah, I would definitely say everything from razor blades to heaters to mice to back scratchers, shampoo. Yes, big variety. I hung out for their entire show because their variety was so good. I just wanted to see more. But when I hit my show limit, what I was going to spend, that's when I stopped. But I kept watching. So variety, absolutely. Presentation, perfect. Informative. They read the packages. They gave you as much information as they could. They even talked a little bit about certain items. Some cases they read the packaging, they read the boxes so that you would get a better idea of what's in it before you bid. They took their time in prepping you before they actually ran the item. So absolutely wonderful there. They get another star for that. And the seller attitude, these guys are fun. They are all about their shoppers. They will interact with you. They joke around with each other. They let you joke around with them. As I said, everybody gets to pick on hubby. He is a very handsome man. And with all due respect to her, she knows it. She married a very, very nice guy. You can tell the way they talk about their kids. They've been together for more than 20 years. So they've got a long established relationship, and it shows in when they're doing their presentation how they pick on each other and they go back and forth with each other, and the little remarks that are kind of fun. And you sit back and you kind of watch them in action, and it makes it enjoyable. So their entire show was fun. It was informative. The prices were incredible. The deals, the steals. I really had my work cut out for me when I wanted to snipe something, because boy, that people were going after these stuff like crazy. There's so much more to come. They do shows several times a week at different times during the course of the week. Everything about them screams 5 stars. So guys, you're getting 5 stars from Konnee's Little Corner, and I am recommending this shop. All right. And again, it is SJDailyDeals in the Carolinas. I'm highly recommending that you at least go and watch one of their shows. Sit back, put your feet up, chat in the chat, say hello, ask questions, any concerns you might have, definitely let them know. But yeah, they're another one of going to be one of my go-to stores. So they will definitely be going down in history in my list of stores. Now, I do want to tell you one thing else about Whatnot. Some of you inquired, does Whatnot ship internationally? Will they ship to Hawaii? Will they ship to Canada? Will they ship to the United Kingdom? I have been in several shows where there is a woman in Guam. They ship to her. I have been in several shows where there are people in the United Kingdom that have bid. Now, keep in mind, every shop sets their guidelines for shipping, but Whatnot in general ships out, and I did put a community post out, they ship out internationally. It's a big yes. They ship out internationally. They use different services depending on where they're shipping to. But please keep in mind, when you set up an account at Whatnot and you put in your address and your country where you are, that's what's going to determine your shipping costs. So you're not going to see that traditional $9.71 that I might see for my first bid, and then free shipping and plus taxes for the rest of my bids in that show. You might see where your first bid is a $25 shipping charge. That's going to be based on your location. My advice to you is, before you bid on an item, you get into a show, if you're from any place other than the continental United States, all right, if you're in Australia, Hawaii, even Hawaii, because that's offshore, Guam, still US, but offshore. Ask them, will you ship to Hawaii? Will you ship to United Kingdom? Will you ship to Italy? Whatever the case may be, ask every single show you go to before, when you first get into the show. Don't even spend any time watching them, because it makes no point to watch them if you can't bid, right? So Whatnot's guidelines do say they will ship everywhere, but some sellers, their contract with Whatnot will exclude certain areas. So definitely ask and double check. All right? That's what I wanted to let you know. You got to ask the questions, and make sure you put that question mark at the end. All right, because that highlights your comment in yellow, so it makes it stand out and brings it to their attention. Okay, let's get on a little bit to what's going on just around the corner. And I'm only going to cover 2 things, and I'm going to save one of them for later, for last, so to speak. But I've had a lot of requests from you guys to repeat my recipe for the fertilizer. So what I want to do is give you the two recipes for the fertilizer that you can use, one general purpose and one that's for your veggies. So I'll put it up on the screen, but get yourself pen and paper to write this down. Now, general fertilizer for your flowers, for your lawn, your indoor plants, general fertilizer for that. 1 quart, you're going to start with 1 tablespoon dry yeast. And it doesn't matter if it's in the packet or if it's in the jar, as long as it's dry yeast. 1 tablespoon dry yeast, 2 tablespoons sugar, and you mix that in with 1 quart of warm water. And then you let it sit overnight. Because what will happen is it will start to foam. And that's what it's supposed to do. It's that yeast is going to get activated. So you want to let it sit overnight. And what I do is I take my quart, I use mason jar quarts, like a mayonnaise quart jar. I put that in a bowl because sometimes it will foam over and into you want to have something to catch it. So I put it in a big salad bowl and I let it do its thing. The foam, you're going to keep it. You're not going to discard it. All right. So the next day after it sits overnight, and no, you don't have to put it in the refrigerator. Just let it sit out overnight. You don't have to cover it or do anything fancy with it. Then get yourself a 5-gallon bucket, like my big orange bucket from Home Depot. And you're going to take this quart plus anything that's spilled over, put in the bucket, and then fill the bucket the rest of the way with warm water. Just regular garden hose water, tap water, whatever. Again, nothing special. You are going to spray this, use a garden sprayer or a hand pump sprayer like you would put any other fertilizer down, and you're just going to spray it across your lawn, spray it around your flowers. It's okay if it gets on the leaves a little bit. It's not going to hurt it any. Just give it a good spray. I always try to spray close to the ground where the stem union is at the ground so that the fertilizer, that's where the roots are. That's where you want the fertilizer to go. When I planted my beautiful bird of paradise, I gave it a good dosing of this fertilizer every like 3 or 4 days because it was a new plant and I knew it needed more nutrients. So this is perfect for it. This fertilizer works great. This is for misting and spraying. Now, if you want to use fertilizer for your vegetable gardens, like I have outside for my peppers and my watermelons, this is a different mix of fertilizer. This one takes 1 cup of milk. And no, it does not matter if it's whole milk, skim milk, 1%, 2%, doesn't matter. Whole milk does work the best because whole milk has the most calcium in it, right? But there's still plenty of calcium in fat-free skim milk. So don't go out and buy anything special just for this fertilizer. Just milk, but not almond milk, not coconut milk, regular homogenized milk. All right, guys? 1 teaspoon of Dawn, or you can use liquid Castile soap, but it has to be Dawn because Dawn does not have the chemicals and toxins in it that are harmful. Any other soaps like Joy, Ajax, off-name brands, they're dangerous and they can kill your plant. So yes, it has to be Dawn or it has to be liquid Castile soap. So 1 teaspoon of that. You're not using a lot. 1 tablespoon of turmeric, ground turmeric, all right, or crushed turmeric, but ground works the best because you do want it to evenly dissolve within the water. And then put all that goes in a quart jar and then fill the quart jar up with warm tap water, right? Now, you're not going to dilute that any further. You're going to keep that exactly that mixture. And this is, you can use it 2 ways. This mixture, you can spray it, right, on your vegetables. You spray it on the soil around your vegetables. Again, spraying the leaves doesn't do anything, guys. You've got to get this stuff down into the soil. So spray the soil around your veggies. They need calcium, especially if you're in a rainy climate. So every 7 to 10 days, basically once a week is what I do. And things are growing like crazy, especially my watermelons. Now, if you want to thoroughly soak the soil for new plantings, or maybe you haven't had a lot of rain and you're not sure if they're getting enough, then take that quart, pour it into a gallon container, and then fill it the rest of the way up with water to make a full gallon. It will dilute it, right? But then you can pour it in a higher volume on the soil right around the roots of the plant. So, for example, a pepper plant or a tomato plant that has a very clear stem point, that's where you want to pour that around. You don't want it to puddle, but you want to give it a good drink, like maybe a half a cup, all right, per stem that's coming up. If you have vegetables that are growing, root vegetables like beets, carrots, onions, garlic, you again want to pour right where the sprout, right where the shoot comes out from the ground. And for those type of things that grow underground, keep it to about quarter cup. So that's all there is to it. Make a batch of each, label them, label one that says lawn, label one that says veggies, and you've got the difference is your lawn, your brush, your shrubberies, your flowering plants, they don't need all that calcium that you get from the mill. Your veggies do. Veggies, all these veggies are full of calcium, and it can get depleted if you get too much rain, or maybe your soil bed is not good and it's not retaining enough of the minerals and soils in it, so you need that. Okay? All right. So the last thing I'm going to cover before I sign off, and this is a kind of a bittersweet thing for me, is Levi came home today. I went out this morning and I picked Levi up and got this beautiful little blue bag. And you may remember seeing this exact same type of bag when I picked Sadie up and brought her home after her passing. So he came in this beautiful bag, and inside the bag, he was in a dark navy blue velvet drawstring bag. And in that, he was in a dark navy blue satin bag. So his cremains were basically triple packed. It came with this certificate with a little paw on it, and it's a certificate of cremation for Levi, saying that he was actually cremated on the 25th. He passed on the 21st. He was cremated on the 25th, and I picked him up and brought him home today. So I have this that will go into his memory box. And in his memory box, you remember I showed you this. I got this from Teemu. This is his treasure chest for all his treasures. Now, you may laugh at some of the things that are in here because this did make me smile as I was doing this, but I'll show you everything that's in his treasure box. I took his paw print, and I took this about a month and a half ago. Levi was an extreme chewer. This was his favorite rock. Yes, he chewed on rocks. I don't know if this is a geode or just a regular rock, but he chewed on rocks, and this was his go-to rock. This has the most teeth marks and scratch marks in it, which is also the reason why he didn't have a lot of teeth left. He had 3 favorite chew toys. This was his beef-flavored chew toy, and as you can see, it's pretty well gnarled on the end. Pit bulls are extreme chewers. If you have one, you know what I'm talking about. This was his lamb-flavored one, and you can see how the end of that is all chewed on and mangled. His teeth even make dents in that. Look at that. Is that not incredible how strong his jaw was? And then this was the one he started out with, that he's had all his life. And when he was teething, even as a little bitty baby puppy, he made all these big dents in the end of this little chew thing. And he shared that with Sadie. That was shared. I washed his collar. This is the last collar that he had. And then this is the beautiful blue velvet bag that his cremains came in. So all these things are in his memory box. Make sure I don't forget any of those. And this will sit up on top of the cabinets in the kitchen. Sadie is already up there. The only difference with his process is that they did not do a clay print of his paw. And I had forgot to ask about having it done, but that's okay. I made the visual print myself. And then from SuperBuys, I bought his urn, which when I get to the order that it was in, I will let you know what the price was and what I paid for it. But Levi is in here, and this is his urn. I think it's absolutely beautiful. This is what he did, even though he was not a wolf. Every time he barked or howled, he threw his head back like this, went woo. So when I saw this on SuperBuys, one of Germany's show, she had several of them. I had to have it. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I know it was not a lot. It might have been something like $8. But I'll let you know. He is in here and he is secured in here. The bottom opens and it has 2 screws down here, which I have since screwed in so the bottom does not open. Yeah, my boy is home. So I will take care of getting that up on the cabinet in a few minutes. It's good to have him home, but it's a little rough. No, don't do it. Okay, so I'm not, as you can tell, I'm still at a very fragile state. It's only been a week and a day, guys. So after spending 12 and a half years, a week and a day is not a long time. We'll see how long it takes, but it takes as long as it takes. That's all I can say. So that's it. That's today's video. You got to see some Teemo. You got to see a new store at Whatnot. You got some updated or renewed information on fertilizer for your goodies. And remember, fertilize all year long, all season long. Don't stop until when your weather gets to where it's no more than in the 50s during the day as a high, then you can stop fertilizing and start fertilizing as soon as your temperatures are above freezing overnight. You can begin refertilizing in the spring so that everything gets a good jump start. All right. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. As usual, send it out into the universe so that everybody can see the bargains and everything else that you just got to see. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, even with my little weepy, vulnerable self here, please consider doing so. I would greatly appreciate it. It would help my channel grow immensely. In the meantime, stay hydrated. Above all else, stay sweet. And you will actually see me again tomorrow with a video that I already pre-recorded. Bye.